Good afternoon, Marlon. How you doing? You well?
Yes, my brother. I'm good. I'm good, Joe.
Good, good. You're looking well, man. You're looking good. You're looking good on this Monday afternoon. Listen, we're here to talk about a few things. Kushcinemas.com, kushcinema.com, as well as you're stepping back from Kush Films as the face, the guy at the front who's led the way for best part of 25 years now. So for those who don't know what Kush Films are, I don't know
23.
I don't know where they've been, but you are stepping down. I saw you think I think you made that announcement public now. Talk about your decision to step back from Kush Films, and for those who don't know, what is Kush Films all about?
Well, just to correct you, I'm basically just stepping back from the our events platform, which is the Kush Film Boutique. So basically, I'm more kind of stepping back from that in terms of having to be running around organizing the physical events and also being the face of that, as I have been for 23 years, 24 year next year. So 23 years being the face of and everything started obviously with our events with the Kush Film Boutique. Formerly known as the Kush Film Club. So the film club was a platform for putting black films on the big screen, taking black films into UK cinemas, being one of the first to do that. Started in 1998, and create public access to black films on the big screen, supporting independent short filmmakers as well as international filmmakers, mainstream films as well as independent films, but just plenty more black films on the screen, and really creating awareness of films that's been released, supporting independent filmmakers, as I said. Really, yeah, just opening the door. Now it's all taken for granted, and now you have so many others doing screenings and stuff. But when we started, it was this was even black people told me it wouldn't work. My own black people said it wouldn't work. So I basically created a job for myself out of nothing, and I believed that it would work. Now, today, you have many other exhibitors out there screening black films, which is very much needed. And hopefully there are new ones coming up as well who want to get into that side of things and screen films.
Yeah, what you're pointing to is being a trailblazer, really being, a lone warrior in that space many moons ago before technology has grabbed everybody in the way that it has and allowed the proliferation of all these other organizations who pretty much deliver a similar service. Talk about being a trailblazer in this next space that you're transitioning to, which is Kush Cinema, a VOD platform, video on demand platform, doing all the same things that Kush Films are doing, right? All the things that Kush Boutique was doing, all the things you've been doing, focused on black film and filmmakers. Talk about it.
Yeah, so this is almost like I won't say a miracle. I was going to say almost a miracle that it happened, because again, it's something that I wanted to do for a long time, but just didn't place the focus on it, and just didn't have the right intention to make it happen. So basically, everything basically conspired. So all the recent negative things, bad things, COVID, basically the lockdown, and also the murder of George Floyd, really converged to bring what is now, as far as I'm concerned, and I don't think there's no one can tell me different. This is the UK's first black-owned VOD, video on demand platform showcasing the best in black cinema. And basically, to make it explain it a bit more easier, because we seem to sort of understand things, on our WhatsApp groups and things like that, when someone says, oh, it's a black Netflix, or this is a black Amazon. So you can put it's kind of something like that, basically. But obviously, I'm not trying to be no Netflix. I'm not trying to be no Amazon. I'm trying to be Kush. I'm trying to be, as different as I've always been from day one, as independent as we've always been from day one, and build a platform that people now can actually go online and watch black films online, pay to watch it. It's a unique platform. It's a hybrid. So it's basically it's going to have subscription. The subscription hasn't arrived yet. The subscription part of it is going to be coming around the end of January, February. But at the moment, it's what they call TVOD in the industry, which is transactional VOD. That means you can pay one-off transaction and you can watch films. So you can pay $2.99, $3.99, $4.99, whatever the price is, $9.99 to watch an old classic, new or rare film, as well as looking to have all the genre of films, action, thriller, sci-fi, love, romance, whatever, as well as children's a children's selection as well. So we're looking to support independent filmmakers as well, and have short films on there as well, and do short. We're gonna have a short film showcase section where we want to highlight, profile, and showcase new filmmakers with new talented filmmakers with a body of work, basically. So we want to as well to try and help filmmakers make money as well by packaging, say if they have 2 or 3 short films, putting this into a package and then asking people to pay for it as if they were going to just buy a normal film, basically. So and we're looking to allocate 50% of that, whatever we make from putting on events and stuff, special screenings, to the filmmakers, basically. So we support the filmmakers and help them to generate revenue from their short films, so they can go again and make more films, basically. So and this is one of the key things about the platform. The platform basically it's not just about a place where you can my people, the public, and it's not only just for Black people. It's for anyone that really supports, respects, and appreciate the Black cultural experience and Black films as a whole, basically. So it's for everyone: white, Black, pink, brown, or yellow. And the key thing about the platform kushcinema.com is that basically it's also now one of the first distribution outlets for Black filmmakers in the UK. So it's as well as you can go and watch films, it's the important, for me, the very important thing about it, is that it basically is a distribution outlet. So it enables me to basically distribute films across the world. No borders, no boundaries. And again, this is a very, very important thing that, because we always have to be begging others to be on their platforms to get our films distributed. And then now with Netflix and with Amazon, I mean, these platforms have so much content on there. Your content very often is lost in a sea of content, and people actually have to know it's there to actually find it, or they sort of come across it accidentally or something, So, our platform is going to be focused on Black film content, and people know that they can go there. It's a one-stop shop where you can go and find the content that you're looking for. Hopefully we'll have it. Most of the time we will have it. And that's, that all depends on where we can get the rights from the people who control the rights. And this is where we're looking to change the game now, that where filmmakers will be coming to us from the off, at first, to do deals where we can have, the rights for their content. At the moment, we have to go to the BFI, British Film Institute. We have to go to other film distributors who control all the Black content, and we have to ask them for the films. Now, what's going to happen down the road if they see us start getting successful and maybe don't like it, and they decide not to want to give us their films anymore. So, this is something that we need to really carefully think about. It's something that I'm sort of prepared for going forward. But just
sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
Aren't partnerships a way to alleviate that, though? If you're your own entity, and isn't there a way to, because what you talk about seems to be a conflict when really you're in the same area, which is movies. I guess the more you grow, the more you evolve, people will be more receptive to partnering with you. Would that not be the case?
Well, I would like to think so, and would like to hope so. You never know. Some may not like your success, or may not like that it's you know, you are taken away from what they're doing or whatever. But yeah, I would like to think so. I mean, already that is the case for me, because obviously I've been in the industry for so long, and a lot of the film distributors know me. And for instance, Verve Pictures, I met many years ago, because they put out the film Bullet Boy originally, starring Ashley Waters. And they also put out the film Gone Too Far, and I worked with them on the film Gone Too Far, a British comedy film made by Destiny Ekaraga. When I went to them, they basically were very supportive, gave me all their films and said, yeah, it's a great idea, Marlon, and let's put our films on your platform. Didn't even charge me for that. Where a lot of other distributors, just to even get the assets, to get the films, once I've done the agreement, there's a cost for them just to send it over. So, every time you may have to pay 50 quid just to get the assets for them to send it to you. And, obviously, they have to do a bit of work to prepare it, send over the film, the trailer, the images and the synopsis and all that kind of stuff. So they charge you for that. So imagine, every time, if I want to get 100 films, I would have paid £50 a pop every time I want a film. So there's great cost just in doing that.
Well,
so,
I guess the more successful you become, the more I guess those costs will be met in terms of supply, demand. People,
that's the hope.
Requesting your service,
Yeah, that is the hope. That is the hope. It's not something that's going to hinder me or stop me from doing what I want to do. You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. And if you want certain films and they're charging you that money, then you got to pay that. What can you do? I mean, obviously, some are, you're able to negotiate deals. So I am able to recuperate some of those initial costs from sales. Some won't allow you to recuperate those costs, but you just got to do what you got to do, especially when you're starting out. And there is a plan. But just quickly spinning back as well, just starting, just again, the inspirational story about how this came about. The UK's first Black-owned VOD platform, and it was during COVID, and for me, for many years, I've been thinking about doing something online and creating my own sort of platform online. And this is mainly because of someone that I sort of developed a good relationship with. And, it's a good friend of mine's, a guy called Philip, who is a white man, who basically owns the international company, Eye2Eye. And they build all the VOD sites for a lot of the film production companies and also film distribution companies, and for a lot of independent filmmakers who could afford it. So they build screening rooms. People can, they build virtual screening rooms for filmmakers and production companies, so they can show their films privately to clients and internally. And they also build VOD sites for MGM, Lionsgate, lots of other, BFI, Film London. So I'm fortunate to know Philip. I met him many years ago at a trade show. We become friends over the years, and I've even sort of driven to the Cannes Film Festival in France from over here in his van with him to help him, because he does all the audio visual, does a lot of stalls and stuff for a lot of big film distributors out there, sets up the audio visual. So during COVID, I was at home there, like everyone else. The film industry is locked down, suffering. What's the future going to hold? What's going to happen? Then the George Floyd incident happened, and that was just, big shock, total shock, anger, and just really just kind of gave me a big boot up the derriere, as we would say, the British would say, up the arse, basically. And basically, just really reminded me that for the last couple of years also, I've really been thinking about ownership, about, I'm just fed up of us begging others to be part of their platform, part of their networks, part of their system, and when they let one or two of us through, we're just so happy about that. And it's a big thing, it's a big deal. But we're not really making a lot of noise about building our own platform, building our own networks, building our own distribution channels, building our own cinemas, whatever, building our own. You know, if you go to America, they have similar issues like us, but the African American community have their own. They have distribution. They have their own TV networks. You know, they have forms of distribution. You know, Ava DuVernay has their own distribution company. They have ownership. You know, they own production companies. So, you know, you obviously got the Tyler Perrys, you got other, and others out there who are doing similar things. We don't have that over here, and it doesn't seem like we're trying to do that. Occasionally you hear about someone, you know, trying to do it, but it just hasn't materialized. You know, there's recent reports of a guy, I forgot his name now, who wants to build a studio out here, a film production studio, black-owned film, sort of Tyler Perry sort of thing. So let's see what comes of that. But you know, one of the key things for me recently over the last few years has been ownership. Start owning things. Stop begging other people for things. So when the George Floyd incident happened to me, you know, it just hit me like a brick. I want to own my own thing now. We need to start doing our own thing. These people are they're forever going to be holding us back. They're forever going to be hating us. They're forever going to, you know, have some sort of indifference to us. So only way for us to really be successful, and maybe not even right now, but going down the line, you know, our children and our grandchildren, it's to start having that notion, that intent to start owning our own outlets, our own platforms, building our own foundations. So I reached out to Philip and I said, look, I want to build I'm ready to build my own platform now. I want to build a VOD platform, something like never been done before in the country. And he was very receptive to this. And, you know, he felt bad about the whole George Floyd incident as well. And he said, you know what, Marlon, he's been wanting to kind of give back and do something for a while. You know, his company is doing quite well. And he said, don't worry about it. He's going to help me. He's going to help me. He said, don't worry about the cost and all that kind of stuff. We'll work that out as we go along. And, you know, give me time to get that sorted. But let's get to work.
So you mentioned, you know, people are going to naturally talk about you being the Amazon and the Netflix, and you just want to be Kush, and I understand that. What does success look like then? What type of market share you after, Marlon? I mean, how do you kind of leave an indelible mark on the industry with this platform that puts you alongside those brands? Because if we're not trying to be like them, we're definitely trying to attain that success, right?
Yeah, well, obviously, yeah, I would love to attain some sort of success like that. But obviously, you're going to understand what sort of levels, especially now. I don't think people, unless you're in the industry, people don't really understand what levels Netflix and Amazon is on. I mean, you can remember Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon Prime. You know, Amazon is one of the richest men in the world. You know, Netflix is spending now budgets similar to what mainstream film distributors are to make films, 200 million. You know, Netflix can afford to do that. Yeah, I'm a way, long way, and people need to understand that, because the first thing, you know, our people, you know what they're like, they want to go on the site and say, oh yeah, they got this on Netflix and they got this on Amazon, and they got that, and it's like, you know, you got to understand, no, we are not Amazon. We want to emulate the way they do things, but you know, there's a long journey. And, you know, I can't remember how long Netflix has been going now, but they've been going a good number of years now. You know, we're just at the beginning of the journey. Obviously, I can learn a lot from what those guys have done, and I can emulate a lot of that and look to capitalize on that and take shortcuts and move a lot faster. But the key thing for me here right now is investment. The key thing is investment, you know, and building a solid, you know, visionary team around me that can really take this platform on, you know, and to the levels that I think it can get to, basically, and be, you know, a real, how can I say, be really significant within the film distribution, film exhibition fields, you know, yeah. And also, and just saying, so whatever, there's a key aspect of Kush Cinema as well, which we haven't mentioned yet, is that Kush Cinema, I'm looking for that to be we're building an archive as well. I want it to be an archive of Black British film history. So we're building an archive. I am looking to get some funding for this, and because I want to do it properly. I want to build an archive that shows our history, and it shows it from our perspective as Black people, not from other people's perspective, because our history has always been told from someone else's perspective, and then they select in a film that we don't always agree with, basically, that are the best films or the best directors or whatever, because they obviously have a different view and perspective of our history, and they also haven't lived it as well. So the key thing is building. It's going to be an archive. It's going to be an archive special section in Kush Cinema that's going to show our history from the 1940s, 50s, 60s, coming right up to present day. Because a lot of people kind of forget that, we had Black personalities on TV in the I know definitely in the 50s, possibly the late 40s, where we had Black personalities with their own TV shows, surprisingly, in those times. It didn't start in the 60s and the 70s. It didn't start when Noel Clarke came around. It started way before, but that story needs to be told. It's been forgotten. And there's other people who are trying to control the narrative and control our story and our history. The true history needs to be represented and needs to be told and needs to be put there for younger people to have as a resource that they can learn from, whether it's through school or whether it's through their at home personally, or through their family.
You might not say it, so I'll say it. I hope it becomes as big as Netflix, because I don't know if you've read That Will Never Work, which is written by the co-founder of Netflix. If you haven't read it, it's a great book.
Okay, yeah.
And he details, that moment when his wife said, well, that will never work. And we know what Netflix is today, so it's a great book.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I've listened to lots of.
I'm sure I love what they're doing. Yeah. No, I'm sure you have. I just wanted to just throw that out there, because obviously
I'm more of an audio, more of an audio kind of guy. So
you can grab it on audio as well.
Yeah, I've listened to a lot of their audios. The CEOs and the guys who started it, basically, and I listen to all of them, because if you want to be the best, then you got to try to emulate what the best is doing.
Definitely.
To do what it is. So, and that's always been my motto. I'm never going to do anything half-heartedly, or as I tell my own children, if you're going to step fully, step proper, don't do no half step. So I'm here to do this properly. Again, I want to bring in the key element, as I said, is team. So, this is not, so I'm looking to just be the man at the top. And really, I want to kind of focus on the finances and that sort of stuff and that kind of stuff. But I really do want to bring in some really visionary and creative young people with the skills that can really develop this platform. And one of the key aspects of developing this platform is us also creating our own content, similar to what Netflix is doing. And that's one of the key things for me. In the next few years, I would like to be financing our own short films, feature films, talk shows, reality shows or whatever. So and producing our own content. So we're not dependent on content owned by other distributors. We have our own content on there, and we're making money from our own content. So then that's one of the key focuses for me, as well as the archive. Everything else is so almost, it's not fluff, I would say, but it's just added, having the mainstream stuff on films on there, which we do now. That's added stuff. But the key thing is producing our own content. That's key, and also the archive.
Good luck with everything, Marlon. I know that you're going to push all the way to the end, or to the point where you feel you've delivered that vision in your mind. Is there anything else you want to leave the viewers with? I'm sure people are going to be screaming, what can I watch now? What can I watch now? When does it go live?
Well, no, it's live now. It's live. We've done a soft launch. We did a soft launch of it. So and we got some of our members and people who donate to our fundraising campaign, because also I had set up a fundraising campaign during the COVID, when we were locked down, when there was no income, no money. And, we raised about £7,000, over £7,000 we raised, which kind of helped Kush to kind of get back on its feet and to kind of get moving again and to kind of kick off this project. So Kush Cinema, Kush, kushcinema.com is live now. We're going to start making a more, a lot more noise this week, from this week onwards, starting the 20th of November and through at Christmas. And there are films on there. We've done deals with the BFI, we've done films, deals with Verve Pictures, a number of independent filmmakers as well. So a lot of films that's been totally forgotten about. Films like Emotional Backgammon, films like Chirps by Colton Lee, Emotional Backgammon by Leon Herbert, films like My Good Friend, The Naked Poet with Jason Barrett. We've got some good, great independent films that's been totally forgotten about. We've been making films for how long, as I said, and it's just been they've been forgotten about, and people just keep rewriting the history. So we've got good films on there. We've got Freddie Nowaka's film, She's the One, on there. We've got what films we got on there? We've got a good little section of films on there at the moment. But I'm looking to be bringing new films on a monthly basis. Adding 10, 20 films to the platform every month. As we do, we're going to refresh the content, bring new content on there, and we're looking for content from filmmakers. So filmmakers have quality productions that they have, short films that are not really on YouTube, exclusive content we're looking for, and also independent feature films, new and old. We're looking for that. So Kush Cinema is live now. And we want people to support, we want people to go on there, support what we're doing, and help us grow this into an internationally recognized Black British platform showcasing Black films around the globe, So yeah, yes, my brother. Okay. And yeah, just to say quickly as well, finishing off, Kush, the Film Boutique, our film club, we are looking now, again, I'm stepping back from that. So I'm looking to kind of hand it over now. I'm trying to bring in some young people to kind of run that platform for us, take over the platform under the Kush brand, but let them bring the creativity, the energy, the vision. And, I want to, give them the venues that we have, the contacts that we have, the relationships that I have with the film distributors, get the films, and nurture, start entertaining a new younger audience as well, and nurturing. I want the legacy of the Kush Film Boutique, the Kush Film Club, to carry on. It's been going on for 23 years. It is what started everything, and I would like to be able to carry that on again. Probably, hopefully, maybe long after I've left this planet, it's still going on, basically. And this is one of the key things, as Black people, what we need to do is stop clinging on to things and pass it down, pass it back, and let others carry on the legacy so it continues, and don't let it die. Take it to the grave with you, So, so yeah, that's it. God bless. Yeah. Thank you very much.